All right, finally we got the wood coming up at roughly going to be about 6:15, 6:16 Eastern Daylight Time. 13 horses listed on this race here. Um, Only 12 running because we had a scratch here. Clear the Air is going to be running in the bluegrass instead. A lot of horses here, so let's just go ahead and get going. Um, Number one, Dreamlike. Jose Ortiz opting not to ride in the bluegrass. He decided to go into this race instead, riding Dreamlike. Now, he rode this horse the last out. Maiden special weight, didn't win. He's still a maiden, hasn't gotten a win. Horse is well bred though. Gunrunner horse. Tappet on the other side. Todd Pletcher horse. Now he has won 7 um, Wood Memorials. He's going for number 8, which would tie the record. Sonny Fitzsimmons holds that record currently. Um, Baffert also, or sorry, not Baffert. Pletcher also of note has won the last 2 Woods. Mo Donegal and Bourbonic the year before that. I mean, he's got some names going back. Vino Rosso, Outwork, Verrazano, Gemologist, Escandrea. So he's looking to put another one on the board here. I don't know if this horse is really the one, though. He hasn't won yet. I mean, I'm not big on taking maidens in stakes races. Um, it happens sometimes, but I don't know if this is the one here. This last out, obviously he's got distance. The 2 races were mile 1/16th, last out. Second, he did 2 second places. The last one, he was 3/4 of a length off. But still, 2/3. But still, anyway, don't think he's going to have the speed for this one. Now, in speed's going to be another thing with this race because it's the wood. They tend to be slow. I kind of want to think this one's not going to be so slow. I want to hope that they get to 47 seconds. It's probably more likely going to be 48. I don't think it's going to be like a 51er. Um, but that's going to change a lot. And I just don't know if this horse is going to be ready for that going this distance. But because I think the pace, there's going to be a lot of control in the horses going on. I think anybody could really hit the board in this one. And that's something that you're going to have to watch. A lot of the better jockeys as well are riding in the bluegrass. So a lot of younger jockeys here that could make for a whole bunch of drama. Number 2, Shadow Dragon. 12-1 they got the morning odds in this one. Bill Mott training this horse. He won a couple years back. Uh, Tacitus. Jose Ortiz, by the way, was the jockey on that one, so he got that win there in this race as well. This Shadow Dragon horse, to me, he's just kind of been a step behind. Ortiz used to ride him too. He's gotten off. He rode the Holy Bull, um, second in that race, which was decent, behind Rocket Can. But then Fountain of Youth, nothing for Forte. So they're moving him up here, hopefully, hoping that he can get something done. Maybe it's possible. I think it's possible to get something done in this race. Going over the Santa Anita or the bluegrass, in my opinion. Um, Number 3, we got Knox, 30-1 on this one. This one is a Jose Gomez jockey, trained by Safi Joseph. Um, I like the breeding on this horse. Brethren's the sire out of Distorted Humor. Fleet Alex on the other side. Now the horse it's got distance problems. Hasn't really gone this distance. Well, mile and 1/16th one time. It was 4 races ago, a while back. Really don't know what he's got at this distance at this point. So while I do like the breeding with the horse, Florida bred, I can only really rate him at 7 furlongs. So I'd have to be stepping outside the box to go with a horse like that. The odds are going to be big on him. So if you want to take a chance, this might be a horse you want to go with. Number 4, General Banker, 20 to 1. Um, this one's got Frankie Pennington aboard. These jockeys, yeah, Frankie Pennington aboard. Rode in the Gotham, rode in the Withers, third in both. I don't expect him to be able to do much better in this one. I think he's probably going to be a little bit worse. New York bred, out of Central Banker. Wow, horse named Central Banker. Not a lot of people are going to be betting on that one because they like the name. Um, so General Banker, long shot. I think I said you're going long with this one. Hey, then that's your strategy. Number 5, we got Slip Mahoney, 6 to 1. This has been great breeding on this one. Arrogate and AP Indy on the other side. Arrogate's the sire, who's an unbridled song horse. So we've got really good breeding on this one, trained by Brad Cox. Dylan Davis riding the horse, though. He has one aboard the horse, though. Broke the maiden. That was mile and 138. And then he rode in the Gotham. He was out. That was the same time, but just 7 lengths off in that one. This is one of those horses I think is kind of like Mystic Guide. Mystic Guide, excellent breeding. I mean, that Ghost Sapper and everything there. But I just think that this just isn't going to be the race for this horse. And probably later down the line, the horse will get moved into something and get a better jockey and step up and shine then. I just don't think this is going to be. I don't think this is going to be the one. Number 7, very interesting horse. I like this horse actually, even though it's bred in New York. Arctic Arrogance, 6 to 1. This horse, I mean, you look at how the horse finished. You look at the first out, gets a win, breaks the maiden. So you look at first place, second place, first place, second place, second place, second place. I mean, horse is always hitting top 2. Horse likes to run up front. I mean, horse has super horse mentality, I guess you would say. Whether he's going to develop into that at some point, maybe, but not at this point. He hasn't been able to hold it together. I think they go too slow. I think he's going to need to go fast. I got him running up front. I got him taking a lead. Jose Lezcano's riding him. He's capable. I just don't know if he's going to go as fast as they need to go. They get that. They said they just get that New Yorkitis, and they just will run that opening half mile slow and not give the horse the advantage that it needs to get over the field. And I think that could really work against him. Now, I think he's going to control the pace, and I think it's all up to him. So I think it's his race to lose, technically. Because if I really thought that he was just going to go for it, I think he steals the race and comes up with a win. I don't think he's going to do with that, though. So I'm not going to go with him to win, per se. Now, number 8, Lord Miles. 30 to 1 on this horse. A Curlin horse. Another Saffie Joseph horse. Ran in the Tampa Bay Derby's last out, 5th place, behind Tapit Trice. So he left something there to be desired. Paco Lopez riding him. Before that, Irad Ortiz Jr. rode him in the Holy Bull. 11 lengths off the pace in that one. Holy Bull beat by Race Kane. I just think when you look at this horse, you go back to the Mucho Macho Man at a mile 137, third. uh, 3 3/4 lengths off. He broke his maiden first out, Edgar Zayas. Not too fast of a time, but he came out with the win, 6 furlongs, 113. I don't know. It just seems like this horse is still got something left in him. Don't know if this change of scenery is going to help him out or not. He's been bounced around a lot. I don't know. It's hard to go with a horse like this. They got him at 31 for a reason, though. Number 9, we got Crumpy, 12 to 1. Now, Curlin, another Curlin horse. When you look at the breeding on this, another Todd Pletcher horse. When you look at this, Kendrick Caramouche, the jockey, he won a couple years back with Bourbonic, with Todd Pletcher as well. So you got that same jockey trainer combo. Um, this horse, I think, kind of rates a little bit back from the pack, though. Um, Caramouche won on him before, broke the maiden at a mile. He ran the Risen Star after that, though, 7th place, beaten by Angel of Empire. So, hey, it's another one I don't know. If you want to go with Pletcher, the odds are, they got him, what, 12 to 1? It's going to be bigger than that. I would think, maybe not. Maybe not, because, I mean, people might bet on the horse because of the Pletcher and the Caramouche factor and everything. But I'm not a fan of this one either, per se. Just can't say I am. Number 10, Uncle Jake. This one's an ex-Baffert horse. I don't really know. It's trained by Brittany Russell. I don't really know that she's a Baffert proxy. Didn't really seem that way from what I could see, but she's had another ex-Baffert horse too at a certain point. But horse came out, broke its maiden. Laurel Park. Nice win at Laurel Park. I guess for Laurel Park standards, a mile in 140 is not going to hold it. I mean, even as slow as they're going to run this race, they'll put them at 152, 150. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Now, the horse does. I have the horse running near the front of the pace. That could be an advantage with the horse running near the front of the pace. Jevian Toledo, the jockey, I just don't know about that. He's never ridden him before. They got 12, or sorry, they got him what, hard to read the odds on this one. I apologize. But it's going to be big odds. It's going to be big odds. I'm thinking. And then because there's so much money in these New York races, I think you could easily be 50 to 1 on this horse. Worth playing if you just want to take that gamble. If you're just going for a long shot, maybe. But I don't really like the horse that much. Jockey necessarily either, because I think it's going to be a jockey's race. I think it's going to be messy, ugly, and somebody's going to come up with the best path and get a win. Number 11, Classic Catch, 10 to 1 on this one. Classic Empire is the sire of this one. He's out of a Pioneer, the Nile horse. Excuse me, another Todd Pletcher horse. So I mean, Pletcher's throwing darts at this board, trying to hit the bullseye, trying to get that next win. I mean, and then that's a lot of time how he gets a lot of these wins, is because he's got so many entries. He's got that reputation for being able to get horses into the Derby. He's got a strategy to get horses in there. Not as strong of a strategy to win it. That's a whole different thing. But he knows how to get them in. That's for sure. This one coming off 2 optional claimers, got a win last out. Another one that Jose Ortiz was riding, got off of. So they got Trevor McCarthy. Trevor McCarthy riding this horse for the first time. Horse closes well, I can say that. These times aren't really anything to write home. 152 to mile and 1/8 in his last out. At least he's gone the mile and 1/8 before. you can make that angle. Hey, this race might end up at 142 or 152. Before that, he did a 141. It was a mile and 40 yards in 141. I mean, so that works out to, yeah, that's like 3 seconds off as well. It's a little bit faster. You know, broke the maiden mile and an eighth as well. 155 in that one. He was really slow in that one, but I mean, he did get across that line first. Horse has got the distance. Todd Pletcher. Like I said, there's reasons to play a lot of these horses, and there's reasons to think. I think that I think it's possibility that this race doesn't quite go as planned with the favorite, who we're getting there. Number 12, we got Mr. Swagger. 30 to 1-ish, I think they got on this one. We're looking at McLean's Music, the sire of this horse, out of Distorted Humor, with his other grandfather being Thunder Gulch. So, old school there, but strong breeding nonetheless. Horse is only running 2 races. Carlos Olivero has ridden him his whole career. Got a win first out at 6.5 furlongs. Then he went to the Gotham, got smoked. 11 lengths off at in 6th place. So I mean, they're just hoping to get lucky here and tighten them up. I mean, what they're doing with this horse, you're really building up his experience level. I don't necessarily know whether that's going to be that good for the horse. I don't think it's that good in the short run when they do that, but a lot of times you see some of these horses, few races down the line, you look and say, wow, this horse is running this stakes, and he ends up getting to a place where he can win, and the odds will be all crazy, and you can get a win with something like that. But down the line, once again, I don't really see it with him in this one. And then we got the horse number 13, Hit Show. They got him 5 to 2. Manny Franco riding this one. Brad Cox horse. Probably going to be lower than 5 to 2. I think he should go probably 8 to 5 at least. Being that it's New York, he might get down to 4 to 5 or something. That's not unheard of in New York tracks because of huge amounts of money to get dumped on these horses that seem like they're locks. Won his last 2 races, won the Withers, won an optional claimer at Oaklawn. That was a mile, 138. And the Withers, I need to go back and look at that. Now that mile and an eighth in 154. It was slow. It was the 7 Arctic Arrogance was the leader in that one. Got pushed a little bit. But they came home slow. And I just don't like that. I think it's possible that they're going to finish this race a bit faster than that. I just think the pressure is going to be on a little bit more because of the money involved. But I think it's going to turn into a jumbled mix-up. As I was saying, I do think that you're going to have Arctic Arrogance is going to get the lead. I'm hoping he gets to 47. It's very likely because they tend to lay off that they go 48, maybe even 50. In my opinion, the slower he goes, the worse it is for him. I just don't think he's going to go fast enough. I think he needs to get into the 46 handle range to be able to win it. I don't think he's going to do that, but I do think he's going to control most of this race. as he starts to fall, well, I mean, I think you're going to have also, like I said, Uncle Jake. I think is going to be in there in the mix with him, and I think you're also going to have Slip Mahoney. Uh, Slip Mahoney, I think, will be in there. Don't know though that he's going to be able to get it done. I think that it's going to be those pace. It's going to be a choke pace. I mean, I guess That's what I'm going to call it. It's a choke pace, meaning that they're anywhere near this pace, kind of like a killer pace when you're too fast you're too close to a fast pace, then you run out of gas too quickly. The choke pace, you're too close to a slow pace, and so you're still just mis-signaling a horse. You're better off just saying, hey, just chill, relax. We're not going to go now. Which is the gamble of when do you go? When do you go? That's when the jockey's got to have the clock in his head. Guys like Bailey, that's why they're so successful in places like New York. There's not that kind of guy riding here, and I don't think Manny Franco's that guy. I think this is Hit Show's race to lose, and I think he's going to lose it. I think he's going to go, but I think he's going to go too late. Franco, I don't think does too well when he's the pressure's not necessarily the pressure. I just think the pressure's kind of off because everybody thinks he's got it, and I think he's going to think he's got it, and the pace is going to be lazy, and I think he's just going to miss the mark. He's just not going to go. I think it's going to be a free fall. You're going to see horses coming after the pace and trying to shuffle around and dodge out of the way and all kind of stuff. I think coming up in the end of this one, that's a lot of horses out there. Still 12, and after a lot of deliberation as to who I think is going to come up in that spot, I had to go with the number 8, Lord Miles, for the win in the Wood. The reason I went with him is because I don't have any faith in Hit Show. I mean, he could win it. If he does what he's supposed to do, he should win it. I just can't count on Manny Franco to do that. I'm not going to count on Manny Franco to do that. If he does it, good for him. But I'm going with Lord Miles. Now, Lord Miles, I like just the way the horse recovered. I think the horse has more speed in him, and I think in this jumbled up situation with all these jockeys that aren't necessarily going to be as experienced, I'm just going with Paco Lopez. The other horses I just don't have fast enough. I don't have them fast enough, or I have them getting choked out. I've made the case for Arctic Arrogance to win. I've made the case for Hit Show to win, but I didn't pick them. I'm going with Lord Miles for the long shot upset in this one, and I usually don't pick long shots. Most people know that, but I do in races where I don't like the favorite, and especially where I think the pace is going to be jacked up, because that's how long shots win. Paces that are too fast or paces that are too slow. So I'm going with Lord Miles for the win. Second place, I have the 13 Hit Show. I got him making the move too late, not getting there, running second. Third, the 7, Arctic Arrogance. I do have him hanging in there. I do think the horse closes well. I just don't think they're going to time it right. I'm not counting on Lezcano. Hey, he's not saying he's not a good jockey. He is a good jockey. I just don't think he's going to time this right. I just think the situation, the moment's going to get to him, and he's not going to time it right. And number 1, I've got in 4th place, Dreamlike. This Jose Ortiz horse, decent horse. Still not a maiden. Still a maiden. Still hasn't gotten a win, so I don't think he's going to get a win here. I do have him here running 4th, though. Making a little bit of noise. So that's what I've got here for the Wood. Races are coming up soon. Sorry for the late drop in Fighting the Inflation Monster in a 15-round championship bout. So that's still ongoing. Sure, many of you are doing the same. I'll see y'all after these races.